Hi guys, do you like Brasil? I sure hope you do, because that's pretty much all we have to show for you at this final table. Actually, it's not just this final table, but the final 19 was almost all Brazil. Seriously. This is pretty much the polar opposite of the last one, where players from all over the world made a huge impact on the tournament. This one's so heavy on Brazil. And unbelievably, we have the same number of people in this one as we did on the last one, 1,517. This is Hi5 event number 24, the Magic Dragon, buy-in of $55. Prize pool was guaranteed at $60,000. The actual prize pool, as you can see, is $75,850. Stop. Everybody at this final table is guaranteed 4 digits. The winner gets 5 digits. The final table payouts are fine in a vacuum, but the way they just crunch down to where you're barely even profiting, even after making a pretty deep run, I do not like that. I really don't. But anyway, let's not beat around the bush. We have Love Mondays with a fairly commanding lead. Oh, goody. They're literal 11 seconds in, and Oblefador and Poatan immediately press the evil green button. Like, they were just begging to fold their way into the final table just so they could chop it in the end. Weak. See, if you happen to actually get a deal done, you'll escape my wrath because I won't cover your stupid final table at all. But if you want to do a deal and it wasn't done, I'm going to throw a ton of shade on you. Whether that's fair or not, because, again, I'm sure they're very nice people. And very talented poker players. Queen 10 there obviously has a piece of the board, and 8-9 does not. So that's a quick fold. Silky Jones, T-Dubs, and Love Mondays representing not Brasil. A 6 of clubs on the button. Easy raise there. T-Dubs, being the short stack, does not want to play 7-10 offsuit. I am happy to see Peloton go with not a min raise there. There's way too many min raises out there. Ooh, here we go. Ace-Jack versus Ace-King. That's a good raise size. So much better than just lol, here's another 250,000 for the bare minimum raise that doesn't scare anyone. And everybody else does it. We need to see some more originality. Well, I woke up and chose violence today, didn't I? Ace King with a 3-bet, of course, does not go for the all-in. I'm a little surprised at that because he had a pretty good 3-bet shoving stack, but as it turns out, that's probably a better way to go, because Ace-Jack may have folded to an all-in, but they may well still play for 1.6 million. It's only $1,025,000 to him. It's 1/14 of his stack. He can handle that. I'm surprised it took him that long to call. Uh-oh. Peloton with some restraint there, just checking, although I kind of feel like his fate is sealed at this point. He's I think apprehensive about Ackindler Instinct probably having a big ace. Even if he was overplaying ace 10, then he's got a better hand now. Peloton clearly has that that feeling that he's up against a bigger ace. His instinct is very good here. Ah. But now his fate's definitely sealed. There's no way he's getting away from it after raising there. Thought about folding pre-flop, thought about folding there. Instead raises, I guess to find out where he's at. I don't know. But he calls anyway. Needs a jack and a jack only. Oh! A Kindler Instinct. Ooh, felt that one from here, buddy. One of those stinking green button hitters got lucky, too. That makes me even sicker. But yeah, a Kindler Instinct with... but by all rights, should have been a great start to the final table, but instead he's just going to walk out with $1,479. But, you know, life could be worse. $55 buy-in, that is not too shabby. Which is something that Oblifador and Poaton desperately need to realize. They're already getting great return on investment. Play it out. King Queen hits a piece of that flop. The pocket nines completely whiff, but they are still a pair. But they're also still pocket nines, so let's watch them lose. Good call on the flop. Question is, does Sentinella follow up on it? No. Okay, now the pocket nines might actually win. I have to feel like the right play here is pot control. But with that check on the turn, it's going to make it a lot easier for Poaton to call the river. Okay, or he can raise the river. Pocket nines are actually going to win a hand. I think I prefer Canada Dry Ginger Ale to this. Not that much, though. It's not bad. Yeah, pot size is bad, but we all know he wasn't going to call King High. Heads up, maybe, but at a 7-handed table, no way. T-Dubs could have gone all in there, but good discipline on his part, I think. Love Mondays, certainly with a playable hand. Edward Snowden with a very playable hand. Okay, I don't condone that, but it'll work out for him. If he gets called, he's dominated. Full stop. Unless, well, okay, Ace Queen, Ace King may call him. And that's the way he wants to do it. I guess it works, but Jack 10 suited is like you want to post flop play with that hand, don't you? I guess Edward does not. It always amuses me when like people name themselves after figures from a foreign country. Because obviously we know that Edward Snowden is not from Brasil. Everybody got a piece of that one. Nobody hit the 9, but we do have a couple of kings and an ace. Only one spade in play, belonging to a Poaton. Is that another person naming himself after a figure from another country? Like a corruption of the Native American chief Powhatan? Is it Powhatan or Powhatan? I've heard it both ways, but Powhatan sounds more right. Powhatan sounds like the anglicized, like, corrupted version of it. I don't know. I should know. I have Cherokee blood in my family tree. Anyway, it checked around on the flop, which I guess I kind of get, because nobody's, like, super duper comfortable with it. Discipline fold there from the king and no kicker. Poaton is not going anywhere with... Wow, he is going to fold. He picked up a straight draw to go with the pair of kings. I would have thought for sure he would keep going, but we can see that was a good fold. He figured Love Mondays was not doing that with less than an ace. And Love Mondays, for his part, was uncomfortable with doing that because of his poor kicker. But he felt safer after everybody checked two streets. Exactly the way I would have done it. Jack 10 suited. That's a nice flop for Jack 10 suited. Ace 2 completely airballed. Still wearing my San Diego State shirt, even though we did lose, but we did something that the rest of UConn's opponents couldn't do. We gave them a bit of a late game scare. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left. We were only behind by 5 points. It's amazing that they still managed to pull way away from us in those last 5 minutes. But we made it a game for just a short time there near the end. That's something. Love Mondays with a pretty good hand there. They will still, of course, dominated by Brasil. Never been to Brasil, but I'm a fan of their cityscapes. Because all their big cities just spam skyscrapers, but none of them are super duper tall. They're just all kind of, within a reasonable distance from each other so that it looks more like a metal fortress, or forest, rather. A metal forest, rather than just a few buildings just dominating the skyline like that. And we saw a lot of this at the previous final table at event number 12. Two good high card hands, and they're willing to just play off of the value from that. Of course, it also goes without saying these are the two huge chip leaders, so they are not going to want to screw with each other. 75 versus 79 big blinds. Everyone else is under 30. T-Dub's looking for a hand to push with. That's borderline. Man, I hate it when they keep on giving you the bottom of your all-in range. Sentinella going all-in there, though, is enough to get T-Dubs off the hand, and that is a good fold. Ace-King versus Ace-10 here. Sentinella want to go all-in again or just call? It's a min-raise, so Sentinella knows that if he just calls, there's a decent chance, if not a great chance, that somebody else comes in behind him. Love Mondays with a bit of a borderline, but he does fold it, which I'm sure Sentinella's okay with. And they both flop a gut shot to Broadway and backdoor flush draw. Love Mondays would have hit top pair, but I doubt he's crying right now. Those bet call, and hello! Sentinella hits the straight with the redraw to the nut flush. Oblifador hits top pair, top kicker. Bye, Oblifador. Unless, of course, the river card's a 10, in which case they're going to chop it. Or, of course, Oblifador could have an absolutely sick comeback. Sentinel with the absolute min bet there. I don't know where he's going with that. Of course, you've seen me make a mistake where I accidentally type one too few or one too many zeros, and I end up making the wrong bet. Maybe that's what happened there. Maybe Sentinella meant to bet like 1.3 million, but accidentally typed in 130,000, so he was forced to min bet instead of actually bet what he wanted to. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, Oblifador is not gonna go broke here, but I really can't see how he can fold this hand. That's a pretty good run out for Ace King. Might be smelling a rat. I snap call this. Oh, what a fold! What a fold! I don't know if it was the min bet on the turn that tipped him off or what, but if that was a mistake by Sentinella, I feel really bad for him. If he meant to min bet there, then then that's just all credit to Oblifador for that great fold. I'm not even gonna make a crack at him, you know. Of course he folded. He just wants to do a deal, so he's just wimping around and waiting for other people to press that evil green button. Honestly, that fold is worthy of applause. That's a really good laydown. Okay, 27 big blinds behind. He goes for the all in. 27 big blinds. You do realize that if he calls you, he's gonna have you beat. B, he's going to have more chips than you. Do you not think about that? If he happens to have a big hand, he's going to have you out-chipped. That's a terrible all-in. Just 3 exit, 3.5 exit, whatever. Don't shove there. Oblifador thinking of doing the same. Just makes the call, and this is interesting. Middle pair top kicker for Oblifador. May have to commit it. He doesn't have a whole lot of wiggle room left. Blinds are 150,000, 300,000. Up and down straight draw for Poeton, and you know the decision's not likely to get any easier for Oblifador. He's just gonna call. I probably would have preferred that he put pressure on Poeton. Of course, these are the two evil green button clickers, but Poeton just got so many chips right now. He really has no reason to play cautiously, even if he does want to do a chop by the end of it. And he's going to keep firing. Oblifador with still the best hand. A lot of cards can change that, of course. But he's going to fold it. Again, not sure how much Poeton pressing the evil green button factored into that decision to fold. But Poeton's got so many chips now that, you know, any hand against Oblifador is just not really going to phase him that much. Love Mondays, by the way, is another character I've been seeing a lot of while just kind of glancing around these big tournaments. And 3 2s for Love Mondays. T-dubs I've seen a lot of as well. Vaguely familiar to me is Sentinella. The rest of these guys I don't recall a whole lot of. But this is to be expected. I don't know about that call. Silky Jones is a very short stack, and he's calling with ace high here. Ace high, no draw. This is, of course, a Hi5 series. I'm not going to cover a whole lot of these tournaments, as I've said, but we can expect that when it's a series, you can expect that there are going to be some familiar faces at some of these final tables. Because they're just going to want to commit to playing some more games. I have committed to playing 5 of them. Of course, not this big a budget, but hopefully it works. I mean, I'm tired of losing. The good news is, I might have mentioned that I got a loyalty reward ticket from ACR directly, and I'm going to use one of those on Hi5. And the 5 games that I'm going to play are only going to cost me $12.70. And the final game is the big one. It'll be an $11 buy-in, which I can just use the ticket for. And, what was it, $20,000 in the prize pool? So, a chance to get off the schneid in a big way. Silky Jones not even thinking about with the ace-jack there. Good discipline. Snowden really does love that pre-flop shove. We saw a much smaller 3-bet with ace-king by our dearly departed, of course. Maybe that's why Snowden doesn't want to mess around with ace-king. And another good fold by Love Mondays there. No, that's a completely reasonable all-in, because Big Blind only has 7 big blinds behind. Not 27. Nothing much here. T-Dubs finally has a hand to go with, and I think he'll be happy to just pick up the pot. Whatever you do, don't limp. Thank you. Love Mondays with just Jack 3. Oh, here we go again. Now, it is worth noting that the progress bar is going significantly faster than the last one did. Is pretty much the same tournament structure as event number 12 that I already covered. $15-minute blinds, no limit hold'em. You just know these guys are good players. Despite the fact that some of them are willing to be complete and utter wimps and come all the way to the final table, make it through 1,517 players, and just shake hands and not play poker anymore. Because in some, in like live casinos and even Poker Stars, I've seen Poker Stars live streams where they do a chop and they still leave a little bit of money on the table, but from what I've seen here on ACR, the chop is just automatically shown to you. If both parties agree, then it's just over. And they just take whatever they got. A little bit of an oversimplification, but frankly, if you're gonna wuss out and do a chop, it might as well just be like that, honestly. Because if if your disregard for the spirit of the game is that high, then just stop playing. Fine, just stop. That's that's fine by me. Edward Snowden with 6-3. I doubt this is an all-in spot. He's thinking about it though. This would be one heck of a squeeze. No, he's not gonna try it. It would have worked, but I mean, I'm not gonna razz him for not going all in with 6-3. Maybe he was a little slow to get back to his computer chair. That was the first hand after the break, after all. Nothing much going on this hand. Of course, there's 3 clubs out there. Love Mondays with a small club. Poeton with now a gut shot. But it's the pair of 6s that are going to work for Love Mondays, and I don't think anyone's really loving this. But Love Mondays is going to give it a shot and probably take it down against his fellow big stack again. Poeton just has a... Ooh! Didn't see that coming. Especially from an evil green button person. This guy's got a little bit more moxie than he wants to let on. I can dig that. It's a very small raise, too. Oh my goodness! Love Mondays sees right through it. Poeton now has to fold. He tried. Love Mondays with just a little more moxie. How about that? We haven't seen a lot of that at all at some of these final tables where they've just pushing each other around post-flop with not much of a hand. Because if you're new to poker, pair of 6s with a 6-high flush draw, that's a bluff. That is 100,000% a bluff. I guess Love Monday saw right through that small raise by Poeton and clicked back, and that's very unusual. Oh, Oblifador might go for it here. I would. I've seen Snowden pile it in with a lot of hands. There you go. Fear the King 10. I love that hand. Nice step up for Oblifador. But it's very unusual to see the 2 big stacks got into a post-flop raising war, especially without much of a hand. That was cool to watch. Oblifador with some breathing room now. We'll call with a suited ace-9. I probably would too. Silky Jones facing a min raise with a couple of face cards. Just calls. I, I'm with you. I'm with him there. All in. That's good enough for me. Dude! If you go all in there, you might push everybody else out, and even if you don't push everybody else out, you're guaranteed to have outs. You really seeing that 2 million out there? You don't just want to pick it up right now? He's just gonna call. I really don't like the way he's playing this. He's clinging onto his draw for dear life. Love Mondays with a similar draw, but with 12 times as many chips. You can just bully him and push him all in right now. He may as well. For the same reason that I just said. Like, oh, never mind. Oh, okay. Well, Silky Jones hits a pair of queens. Love Mondays hits his straight. Now he goes all in with a pair. And Love Mondays snaps him off with the straight. Of course. Bro. If you're going to flop an open-ender like that with that few chips, just jam. I may be an idiot with no results whatsoever on America's Cardroom, but I know a little bit of poker, okay? Ooh, T-dubs. The easiest all it. Kick his butt, Poeton. Yes. Why am I like this? I just see something that tilts me and I immediately pull for the other player even though he's got the evil green circle. There's something wrong with me. But people who've been around my channel long enough knew that already. Besides, if I like poker, there's automatically something wrong with me, right? Okay. Well, we just lost both of our Americans. $2,237 for Silky Jones, and T-Dubs, of course, earns 2,996. We have Baby Flush Draw versus Middle Pair here. Again, the two big stacks, but they're braver than most big stacks. They're not just picking on the shorties, they're picking on each other too. Let's see what happens this time. Love Mondays, by the way, we have to say, based on the way he played the hand against Poeton, that's why he keeps on making deep runs in these tournaments. He's just not afraid of anything. I see that small raise from Poeton, and I'm just out of there. Because I'm taking everything into consideration, and I just have to believe him. Poeton does not re-raise Oblifador this time. Oblifador with Ace-King. Poeton with Ace-10, and I think they would both like to shake hands and agree to deal out another flop. They're already in a handshaking mood, of course. A little bit of a bet there from Poeton. And the Ace-King just ditches it. I don't hate that. There is a King of Diamonds there, maybe worthy of seeing another one, see if a diamond rolls off, but you know, if you're going for runners, then it's probably not the best way to play poker. Because your chance of getting runner flush is worse than chasing a gut shot. Love Mondays with a raise with a very weak hand there. Edward Snowden, I think, is gonna go for it here with the King Jack. And that should get through. Love Mondays have to pay 3.3 million. He's got 10-3 of diamonds. So a nice little pickup there for Snowden. Jack Queen suited for Love Mondays. Oh, okay. I mean, it looks ridiculous, but these are the three shorter stacks. The biggest one is 20 big blinds behind. Snowden with ace 10. Now, it's very easy for me to say because I can see the cards, but this is a callable spot because you wouldn't think Love Mondays would just rip it all in with if he's got aces or kings. If he's got aces or kings, he's looking for some action. As it turns out, he's just got a decent looking hand that could play well, possibly if a hand like ace 10 suited calls. Or like nines or tens. All right, he's going to do it, and that's a good call on Edward Snowden's part. He needs to avoid a jack or a queen. Oh my goodness, how many river cards have there been at this final table that just ruin everything? Oh my. Now, of course, when the money went in, Love Mondays was not much of an underdog, but still, you got to watch out for that river card. Edward Snowden, well done. Fifth place for you, $3,754. And now we have pretty much a tie between Love Mondays and the rest of the table, which means the tie between Austria and Brazil. Actually, Brazil's still a slight favorite. Now it's more of a tie. And again, I've seen Love Mondays all over ACR, so actually I got to get the edge to Austria now. Not that the three are bad, but Love Mondays, I just know for a fact he's really good. Snowden made the right call there. Just didn't work out. Each player flops the pair here. Love Mondays with the 5, Poeton with the 10. They each have backdoors. Love Mondays for a straight, Poeton for a flush. And the flush is starting to come home. And so is a straight, though. Although, if the 8 of clubs rolls off, I don't think Love Mondays is going to give him too many chips. He might even fold right now, honestly. Yep, good fold. We've really plowed through most of this tournament or most of this final table in a pretty short time, so we're gonna have a whole lot of shorthanded play. Of course, the river cards, if they keep being like they are, then this is gonna be really quick. But we can see from the bottom of the screen here that the river cards are going to calm down just a bit. First of all, we need a flop that connects to anyone. Love Mondays just got counterfeit. Right now, he only has 6 high. Oble Fador now leads the hand. Peloton with a flush draw. Of course, when there's 2 pair on the board, you're not exactly drooling for a flush draw. It has been checked a lot, though. Let's see if he wants to fire. You know he's willing. Yeah, he does go for it. Love Mondays with the under pair to the 2 pair, so he's going to fold. Oble could have called with the ace high there. When there's 2 pair on the board, ace high is not a bad hand to have. But he does give up the best hand. Oble has been very tight. Sometimes it's looked really good. That ace king fold, of course, against Centinela. Or was it Centinela or was that Peloton who had the straight? I think it was Centinela. And we haven't seen much from Centinela since. Yeah. Oble is definitely the tightest player here. Limp from Centinela, Poeton with a couple of face cards. I don't think this limp is gonna stick around. Oh, wow, he does. We saw some of that at the last final table as well. And they both flop something. Top pair for Centinela, gut shot for Poeton. Jack pairs Poeton. Not enough, though. I kind of wanted to root for Oblifador because he's rocking the Grinch avatar. But then he immediately pressed the green button. Now I don't want him to win anymore. Pulling for either Centinela or Love Mondays, and Centinela's playing this hand nicely. Good bet size there on the turn, gets the payoff. Very clean river card. And bets about 2/3 of the pot, half of his own stack. Poeton should get the message now. Centinela's bet every step of the way. Oh, does make the call. I guess he figured him for maybe a spade draw, but he guessed wrong, and Centinela, just like that's over 10.5 million chips. Good for 30 big blinds. Love Mondays, 8 king. Probably an all-in here, because Oble is so short. Oh, wait, no. He was a big blind. Oblifador was under the gun. He might be regretting not going all-in pre-flop, though. Look at that flop. Love Mondays. Catching the world. Oblifador with ace high, hoping that Love Mondays missed that flop. Keep hoping, buddy. That's... Oh, this is not going to end well for Oblifador. He's drawing dead. I can't imagine any card that Love Mondays will fold to. The Ten of Spades would be the scariest of all, but I still think Love Mondays holds on, considering... Oh, Ace of Spades, it's not far behind. It's a bad card for Love Mondays. Oblifador might well bet this because he has that pair of aces. Not much of a bet, though. Love Mondays will certainly not fold. He might just call, though. He is going to raise. And now, Oble, you're just like throwing up inside your mouth. You only have 10 big blinds left. You just hit your ace, and now you're getting raised. I don't know what I'd do here. I certainly would have bet the river. There's no doubt about that. He does make the fold. That's a good fold again, but he is in desperation mode now. And being dealt 9-3 on your next big blind immediately after that is not how you want to get treated. Love Mondays now with 37.5 million. Now he does have the Brazilians covered now. And he's ready to bully them. Centinela with certainly enough to see a flop, and it's the ace. Just a check. Honestly, I probably would have favored a donk bet, because I don't really want to get involved in a big one against Love Mondays, especially when you don't have much of a kicker. But I guess Centinela is willing to just keep check calling and hope that Love Mondays doesn't bet too much. But he's absolutely capable of just torturing you right now. But he's going to go ahead and check it back, figuring that 5 changed absolutely nothing. There's no reason to keep bluffing. Centinela might think it's safe to bet. And Love Mondays... I'm not going to say he's going to fold. He might raise. No, he does fold. He has remarkable cadence to his bluffs. He didn't have to do that one. Wow, snap fold to 10-9. I mean, actually, it's a good fold because, you know, the Love Mondays is already pocket-mated if Olafador comes over the top. Maybe. No. It's quite tight. Not saying that 6-8 of diamonds is a tight fold, but I remind you, yeah. And we're four-handed. Pick up for Sentinella. Sentinella's waiting with bated breath for Oblifador to make an all-in. Either get knocked out or double up. I mean, if Oblifador can double up, then at least Sentinella knows that, okay, it's time to get a little bit more active. We can't just be sitting around and waiting to ladder up to third place. Oh dear. Min raise Oble with a very pretty hand. And the thing is, those are really good ace crackers. Never mind. I mean, he's got two pair and a flush draw. That could crack. Four aces. No. I mean, I was sort of anti-sweating Oblifador for wanting to chop, but not like this, man. that hurt. Just instant death. Oh, he hit his flush too. That's so bad. It's so evil. Oh my goodness. Well, he made some very, very good folds tonight. We got to give him credit for that, and that helped him finish fourth place for $5,157. Couple of jacks for Love Mondays. The rush continues. And there's a 2 and 1 heart for Poeton. It's the kind of flop that Love Mondays could have custom ordered. Well, if you custom ordered it, it would have included the Jack of Spades, of course. Ooh, raise from Poeton. And this time it is a bit heftier. But he's not picking the best spot to play back at Love Mondays. Still, Love Mondays has to give this a little bit of thought, and there's an ace. That might change things. Because Sentinella's, only got half as many ships as Poeton, and Poeton's willing to get aggressive here. This could be a strong moment for Poeton here. He's going to check. Might as well keep speeding if another big card rolls off. I mean, I think he's shutting down. I can't imagine after his raise was called that he thinks his 2 is good. Well, Love Mondays with no reason to bet now. I feel like maybe Poeton could have gotten a fold, but maybe Poeton himself was worried that Love Mondays had something like Ace 6 and was never ever going to fold now. Maybe even Ace 2. Rees. That's a 3.5x raise, which is all you need. Ace Jack versus Ace 2 here. 3x. Poeton with certainly enough to keep going, though. Ooh. Straight draw for Sentinella. 1 diamond in there for Poeton. Small bet. Four of diamonds will be very interesting. Oh, king of spades. Sentinel has his hand locked up. Well, unless we have a jack and they both have the same straight, of course. Nope. It's snap fold. I'm done donating my money to you. Sentinella right back in it now. Lots of big blinds in play here. Now we see why we're only halfway through the final table. We've had 5 knockouts. There's only going to be 2 more, but we're only halfway there. Holy moly! 2 pair for Poeton, up and down straight draw from Love Mondays. Love Mondays doesn't know it, but he better see a spade to save him a little bit of money here. Poeton could become chip leader by the end of this hand. Although Love Mondays is usually a little more careful. Let's see. Poeton checks. Love Mondays bets. I imagine a check raise was the idea here. This is not a safe board to slow play on. Yeah, he does check raise it. Love Mondays is just a draw. It's a pretty good draw. Not a great draw, though. He does stick with it. Turn card is a 3 of clubs, which just changes so much. The dynamic of this hand had just completely flipped on its axis. Truly, this hand, if not the entire game of poker, will never be the same again after that 3 of clubs. All in from the 2 pair. He's gotten enough. He's willing to just grab it and make sure the river card's not the 9 of spades or something silly like that. Well done by Poeton. Got a lot of chips from Love Mondays now. Uh-oh. Completely standard raise to 1 million there. Totally understandable. Sentinella, though. He's about to grab your millie. Well, at least Peloton's smart enough not to give him 3 milli. Yeah, you can just get the sense that it's anybody's game at this point. BRB. And is probably not going to be a very big one. Small stab made by Sentinella. Now, in a vacuum, Sentinella would have enough chips that he wouldn't have to. Well, call from Jack High. It's actually good. Wait, I think. 2-2, King, Jack, 9. Yeah, it's good. Very interesting. Small, but interesting. Quick pick up there. If this wasn't 3-handed, Sentinella would have enough chips to be able to sit around for a little while and not have to push the action. But when you're 3-handed, you have to push the action. Bet from Love Mondays with 4 high. Pair of 9s will make the call. Pair of 9s and about 26 draws. At least by Hold'em standard, this feels like 26 draws. Of course, in Omaha, or you want to get me started on 5-card Omaha. You can get some real draws. Flush. Not a huge flush, of course, but hey, there's 4 really big clubs out there already, so the 8 of clubs actually is a pretty decent club. Only the 10 or the Queen of clubs would be higher, so I don't think Sentinel is going anywhere. Love Monday's bets pot with 4 high. Sentinel's got a call. Yep. Sentinella. Look where he is now. Ace 10 versus pocket 7s. If the stocks weren't so deep, this would be a potential all-in 3-handed, but we are super deep, so we're seeing so much post-flop play. It warms my heart. Another queen rolls off. Standard bet call there. Love Mondays with just ace high. This might be the part where they both play for their showdown value. However small it may be. Pretty scary board. Many of these guys take their sweet time to check. That's not a check. Well, I'm wrong this time. Love Mondays has a lot of game. Peloton with the call, though. And it seems like Love Monday's brand of aggressive poker might be wearing thin. These guys are wising up to it. And Brasil, now the favorite over Austria now. Everyone's got queens. This should be interesting. I go raise, call, and then a big raise, like 4 million. $4 million. Now we got a decision. Folds on the queen jack, queen 9 of diamonds. Yeah, good folds. More queens. And this time the other two are sharing 6s. Which is a little bit less exciting. Small spades, and then ace small offsuit. Actually, I'm going limp check. Frankly, if I'm in the small blind with suited connectors like that and it's been folded to me, I'm raising every time. Love Mondays, of course, has the ace. Was hoping to maybe induce a bluff by Peloton on the turn, but now is probably a good time to start betting himself. Peloton with 7 high with nothing to do here. Whoa, look how good these cards are. Yeah, no surprise there. Walk. These cards are eh. I mean, yes, I see the pocket 9s, but they suck. Although a re-raise here probably does win the hand. Yeah, that should do it. If you can take a pot down pre-flop with nines, do it. You don't want to see flops with nines. Here we go. Sevens, 10, 8, ace, jack. Peloton probably calls it. Nope. Okay. Love Mondays with too strong of a hand, three-handed, I think, to just call. Okay. He's better than me. He does pick up a gut shot. Sentinella with a pair of sevens. Not exactly enjoying that board. Does check. Five of spades is... Yeah, it's a total break. I really can't think of any situation where that five of spades changes things, except Sentinella having fives instead of sevens, obviously. Sentinella either feels safer to bet, or feels like he can just get a quick fold here. Oof. Love Mondays. I don't think that's a bad call on his part. He does have the ace high with the gut shot. Probably felt like the ace or the jack might have worked. They would. But he hits the queen and gets his small bet paid off. Life is good. Monday is limping in with ace-2 offsuit. Sentinella with 10-8 offsuit. This time we will get to see 10-8 take a flop. And it needs to take another flop. Pair of twos for Mondays. They're certainly not folding here. The two air... hitting your two there is more significant than it might feel like, because he is now beating all the other aces except for ace-5, ace-jack, ace-4, and now ace-7. Still, though, when it goes limp check pre-flop three-handed, you're probably not putting your opponent on another ace anyway. Sentinella thinks it's safe to bluff. Love Mondays has shown very little interest in this pot. But I think he can make this call with a pair of twos. He does. Blinds up. We still have well over 100 big blinds in play, though. So there's still a lot of exciting action to come. The only reason why I don't look super excited is because, well, that friggin' World Championship college basketball game started so damn late. And it ended so damn late, so it's kind of hard for me to sleep. I got some, but, you know, probably not an ideal amount. Queen, ace takes it down. Small pot. Ace-10 offsuit. Rees. Poeton may play? No. Well, so far, nobody has pressed the evil green button since 11 seconds into the final table. That makes me happy. Interesting raise from Love Mondays. He's mixing up his play a lot. I mean, I gotta hand it to him. He's very tough to read the way... Oh, wow, he gets the ace-10 to fold. Three-handed. Yeah, this guy is very unpredictable, very brave. He just has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. No wonder he's in so many of these tournaments. Big raise. That's enough to do it. I would have expected a smaller raise with a strong hand like Ace-Queen, though. Ace-King is even stronger. Now he does go for the min-raise. We knew that Poetom wasn't playing. Ooh. Student face cards for everyone. King 10 of Hearts, my favorite hand in the game, of course. Let's go, Poeton! World's most fickle commentator. Love Mondays. Probably ought to throw a 500k chip in there. He does. And congratulations, Sentinella. You win the flop sweepstakes. Love Mondays is in terrible shape now. Luckily, he has 39.4 million chips. Pair of nines does bet, and that probably ends the hand. Yeah. Sentinella, I'm sure, no complaints about that. And he is staying in there, very much relevant. Now, the overall chip counts are not really, like, they're oscillating, of course. They have to oscillate, but they're really remaining in pretty much the same spot over the long term. I don't think I've ever seen a three-handed game where the chip stacks have more or less been a three-way sinusoid for this long. They're just kind of staying, like I said, they're just oscillating. This is a simple harmonic oscillator. Photon wins that small one. If they want to keep oscillating, now is a good time for a Sentinel to win a, I don't know, 2.5 million off of Love Mondays. Okay, next hand. Hmm. Maybe we're starting to get off the oscillator. Of course, with the blinds going up, that'll affect the performance of the oscillator. Here we go. Queen, king, four. Both players hit their king. Poeton with the better kicker with a chance to pick up a pretty big pot here and make that a really big pot, perhaps. Love Mondays is now drawing dead. Actually, this pot might get smaller now because that's a scary card for Love Mondays. Big bet, though. Poeton might have heard me from the future in a recorded video that no one except me can actually hear in real time. But Mondays makes the call there, and Poeton must love to see that six of spades roll off. There's no way that changed anything, so maybe he can bet big again. How big? 6 million? 6.7 million. And if Love Mondays is not careful here, this is a huge pot. And Poeton would become chip leader if Love Mondays makes this call. Yeah, we're officially off the oscillator. He does fold. Good laydown. Poeton, though, picks up a big pot, goes up to 26.6 million. And a quick non-min raise. I like that. Love Mondays with very playable 10 Jack of Diamonds. As it's time to buckle down now. Makes it a re-raise to 4 million. How much does Poeton like any ace three-handed? Ace eight's kind of ugly. And he will fold it, understandable. But Love Mondays, again, not deterred by anything, very fearless. A lot like the UConn basketball team. And San Diego's basketball team, for what it's worth. Love Mondays with a raise. Sentinella with a chance to pick up some chips. And he's going to go for the all-in. And you know what? I guess it's a little bit more of a complex oscillator, but we're still oscillating. This could well go fold, and Sentinella will give those chips back. Love Mondays is not blackjack. We're oscillating. Enjoy the ride, folks. Yeah, we're gonna have to see a bigger cooler than that to get off the oscillator. We almost got off of it, but yeah, Peloton needed a bigger cooler. Pair of twos for Love Mondays. Sentinel with ace high. Probably not going to fold a one bet. And Love Mondays probably heard me from the future in a recorded video where nobody can hear me except me. And here comes the part where they both just play for their hand's small values. Yep. Pair twos wins. Could go limp check. How long does it take Poeton to check? Oh, he's a dishonest man. Centinela folds the 6 Jack of Hearts. And I honestly don't hate that limp. I mean, I didn't think Poeton had it in him to raise with 8-4 offsuit. He's not playing too close to the vest or anything, but, you know, I don't know, I just didn't think he'd do it. Will Sentinella take the free one? Yes. Ace, Ace, 9. Nobody has any of that. They'd probably have to deal out 4 more cards for somebody to hit a hand. Like, they would need a river, a lake, and an ocean for somebody to actually have a hand there. They both hit their 10. Poetom with the better 10, though. Sentinella has the consolation of having 2 spades. Poeton gonna raise. Nope, just a call. Well, the spades do not come through, so Sentinella needs a jack. I don't see them folding unless Poeton just bets an outrageous amount here, but I don't think he will. I think Poeton's in check call mode now. Or just call. He can't check. He's second to act. Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense to raise because Sentinella has not really been splashing around a whole lot. It hasn't been tight, but... Ooh, big bet. And if Poeton does call, then we are finally officially off the oscillator. Because Sentinella will be left with just 15 big blinds. Poeton obviously considering whether he's got an ace or not. And he's gonna believe him! Keep oscillating with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are not done yet. I mean, obviously, Poeton was thinking either he has an ace or he doesn't. That was a pretty big bet for just a jack there. Or a 10, rather. He had a jack kicker. Sixes versus jack king. Again, if this were a shallower stacked table, that could have easily been all in 3-handed, but everybody's got some chips. Quarter pot. Poeton with... I would have thought he would fold, honestly. And yeah, that queen is there, but that's the only thing even remotely connecting to the king high. If Love Mondays had an ace, you're behind. If he had any pair, you're behind. There's just not much value in continuing there, I don't think. They do check it down. Poeton had the nut no pair, and that's actually a term that I have heard recently, so that is in fact still a thing. So it hasn't been a perfect sinusoid, but it's been remarkably close to a perfect sinusoid between these 3. Ooh! That should shut it down. I don't think Love Mondays is going to be risking 15.2 million with King High. Or King 8, rather. King Queen might be considering it, but even then, that'd be a bit much. Sentinel almost even with Poeton now. Time for Poeton to win a small win against Love Mondays. I was going to have to earn it. That flop didn't help him. This game is called the Magic Dragon. Who knew it should have been called the Sinusoid all along? Gonna have to earn it. Oh, there we go. That should do it. Of course, we've seen Love Mondays fight back before, but not this time. This is uncanny. It's just happening over and over and over again. Like, how is this going to end? Is it just going to keep going like this forever until, like, the very last hand Love Mondays picks up aces, Sentinel picks up kings, and Poeton picks up queens? And you just get it all in a three-way, and Love Mondays takes it all down? Interesting board here. Jack might kill some action. There wasn't much action to begin with. Sentinella with the ace-10 obviously would like to see a king. But the ace-high might be good here. He's going to bet pot. I don't know about that. Love Mondays, of course, with the queen. He has underrepresented his hand. There's the call. 4 diamonds misses. Well, it happens to miss there, but it's obviously not a brick. It does complete a flush. But Sentinella does give up the ruse, and Love Mondays once again over 40 million. Blinds are up again. But even then, Sentinel has 21 big blinds behind. I love poker. I don't know why I did that. That doesn't change anything. Sentinella just not willing to do anything with that 4-2. Love Mondays starting to pull away, maybe. 42.5 million is got the other two combined by about 9 million. Today is Tuesday, but this final table was yesterday night, so Love Mondays is indeed playing on a Monday. But he's from Austria. I think it had turned over into Tuesday in Austria at the time. So Monday actually started this tournament on Monday, but now it is, in fact, Tuesday for him. I'm pretty sure Brazil is only 1 hour ahead of us. Well, it depends on where you are in Brazil. It's a huge country. 3 hits Mondays. Maybe just enough to make this call. But he might be anticipating another bet on the river. No, he's going to make the call. And bit of a scare card, perhaps. And he 5 wins the hand now. Poeton won to represent it. No, he does not. Love Mondays, I think, will be thrilled to just check this one down. But if indeed they were from Brazil, then... Well, we know they're from Brazil. But if indeed it is only 1 hour later at most, then they would have completed this before Monday. Or before Tuesday, rather. Love Mondays is officially pulling away. 45.3 million, 45.6, getting the 300,000 you just put out there. But maybe there will be a few 11th hour heroics, like what my Aztecs were able to do for a short time there. The 2 obviously hits both players. Uh-oh. Connections. Okay, never mind, we're good. That's funny. I can roll my mouse over where the players used to sit that have already been knocked out. Oblifador shows up with 0 chips, but nobody else shows up. Well, they ended up chopping the pot because of their lack of kickers. And you know what they say. Everyone loves a chop pot. I don't have a co-host. Ooh. Alright then. Photon is very eager to restart the sinusoid. For the oscillator. No! You fool! You've doomed us all! Well, he made it 77.5 minutes in before he finally decided to wimp out. It's better than 11 seconds. Oh boy. That's what Love Mondays thinks of the evil green button. Good job, Love Mondays. Well, now I have to support Love Mondays. I have to. I have no choice now. Poeton with a very nice-looking hand. Love Mondays with a decent-looking hand. Centinela with an excellent-looking hand. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't want to stick around for that. Centinela with under 20 big blinds now. For the first time in ages. Let's go for the all-in. Probably regretting that. He's only going to pick up 900,000 with that ace-king. Is ace-king infallible? Absolutely not, but you kind of want a little bit of action with ace-king, I think. I also couldn't help but notice that the green circle appeared over the avatar, but then fixed itself. In the past, we've seen the green circle appear over the avatar and not fix itself. So I don't know what triggered that glitch, or if they just fixed it, or if the staff just figured that out and fixed it themselves. I don't know. On a cloud in the sky, I really ought to go out there for a kettlebell walk. But first, I got to eat. It's 1:06. Looks like there won't be much more poker to watch, though, so that's good. For my stomach, that is. I am enjoying the poker, though, and I hope you are, too. Gameplay. Love Mondays with a suited king. Trying to pull away from these guys. Actually, he is pulling away from these guys. But trying to make it official. I am quite certain that $12,872 would not be the biggest payday of Love Mondays' career. But I don't think he's going to say no to it. Suited king raise, 6-7 offsuit probably will call. We still have some post flop play, even with the blinds being significantly larger now. Nice thought from Centinela, but that's not going to work. Love Mondays with the pair of sevens and the 6 of hearts. Another possibly custom-ordered flop. Sentinella really with not much wiggle room now. He's got to fold and just hope that he can find a cooler to go his way. Or this could happen. Ace-Jack against Ace-Jack against eights. What is going to happen here? A limp from one Ace-Jack. Very interesting. So what does Love Mondays want to do with the eights here? He's going to just jam. Sentinella. Yeah, I think he has to go for it. Poeton can fold. Sentinella does not know that he's down an ace and a jack, and that's not going to do it. Sentinella held out as long as he could, but Love Mondays was able to stop him in a very unfortunate set of circumstances there, as it goes all in with the same two cards that Poeton just folded. Very well played by Sentinella. $7,198 for him, and this should be a relatively short heads up, but you never know. Love Mondays with a dominating chip lead. Poeton could even double up and still be behind. Pretty significantly behind, actually. Although this is a good start for Poeton. He's gonna just go ahead and go for the check raise right off the bat. I like it. Oh, going for it again. We saw this before. Of course, now we're heads up, so it makes more sense. Poeton with top pair, heads up. That's very difficult to fold. And at this point, it's got to be pump it or dump it, right? You don't just call on a spot like this. You either roll the dice or get out of the way. Although, to be fair, he is getting 2.31 million into a pot of 9.1 million, so he is just going to call. And that's why you don't want to just call. You end up with an ace on the turn. Now what? Now what? Oh, Poeton, my man. You're in deep poop right now. I mean, Love Mondays only has 3 outs, but you're the one in deep poop right now. He's gonna keep going, and he hit the king! Oh my god! How sick is that? Love Mondays with probably the most sheepish grin you ever saw. Poeton in huge trouble. Just a min raise. He wants a little post-flop play here. Love Mondays might honestly fold to 5-6. Ooh! And here comes the straight. This could be the one to end it. Poeton with just so little room to work with here. Only 11.5 big blinds. Ace. This could be his moment here. If Love Mondays wants to push, he's not going to. Poeton now can push. Doesn't push real hard, though. The Love Mondays could call and see if he can hit his draw. He's not getting an awful price on it. No, he's just going to push the draw right now, actually. And does not hit it this time. Nicely played by Poeton, and he is going to stick around just a bit longer. I don't know. Not a huge fan of Love Mondays actually pushing the draw there when he was getting a pretty good price to chase it. By pushing there, he opens himself up to get snapped off and let him back in the game. If he just calls there, and if he doesn't hit the draw, he can just let Poeton take it, and he's still left with maybe 10 million. He's not that much of a threat. With 16 million, he's a little bit of a threat. Love Mondays does bet his club draw and takes that one down. But to be fair to Love Mondays, he's been hitting almost every draw he's got. Maybe he just felt like he was like the robots were just handing him this win on a silver platter. I mean, it really doesn't matter which online poker site you're playing on. There's always an inescapable feeling of maybe the robots are favoring one guy over the other, and if you feel like it's you, maybe you will push your draws harder than you normally would. Speaking of which, maybe I ought to try the black and white dog avatar. Oh wait, there were no aliens at this final table, was there? I made that comment in the last final table that I don't think I've seen a tape a whole lot of tables without the alien avatar, but there was no alien here. I think the dragon is becoming more popular. The Poeton dragon. That changes a little bit, but not a lot, I don't think. It should probably go check. Actually, Love Mondays might actually go for some thin value here. He's fearless, we know that. Now he does check behind. He's happy with that pot, and he's once again got Poeton on the ropes. Raise. 3.5x. What do you know? A heads up is a bit of a different animal. Poeton has nowhere to hide. He knows he has to play. And he is going to call it. And he is going to airball. And Love Mondays. You know, with that stack, just has to pretend like he has, I don't know, Jack 9 suited. That's probably going to work. No? Poeton's staying stubborn for now. And the 8 kicker actually plays. We have 3-3, Queen 9, 8. So if the river card is a 7, 6, 5, or 4, the kicker actually plays. Love Mondays keeps the heat on, and Poeton knows the next bet's an all-in, and he's got Queen High. I'm surprised he's even taking this long. This seems like it would be an insta-fold. He's really thinking of staying in this. I don't think any of us can blame him for folding there. He needs to double up, and who wants to have Queen High as your double up prospect? All right, now we're at the point where there's only about 100 big blinds in play. A little more than 100 big blinds, but stuff will get done. Poeton, just on the ropes. He's clipping through the ropes. Surprised that that wasn't just an all-in from the Ace 9 of clubs. But he's trying to, keep Poeton clipping through the ropes. He's going for it. There's the 5 and the 9. And the Queen changes everything. No one has a diamond. Okay. Poeton's still with us. 17.1 million. But he's going to have to win bigger pots than that to win this tournament. Oh? Oh. Mondays does not take the bait. He does flop 3 clubs, though. Diamond. Spade. Love Mondays has 9 high. And even the ace high of Peloton, you would think, could withstand a bet here. Maybe not that big, though. 1.3 million he could probably call, but 2.3 million? Is that worth it? Nice call. Nice call. Peloton, 20.1 million now. And bad at all. You might notice, of course, that the number of chips in play is exactly the same as it was last time, because like I said, 1,517 runners, and everybody started with 10,000 with 50,000 chips, just like the last one. Pair of threes for Mondays, queen high for Peloton, and not sure why he's calling. Mondays now has a straight draw. He's going to bet half pot again. Pretty confident. Peloton, queen high again. He's got a few chips to spare now. Time to make a 3. Oh, he's going for the raise. Mondays with a tough one here. He's just got a pair of threes and a straight draw. But he sticks with it. King on the river. He does not hit his straight. Peloton, with just 12.2 million left. Pot is nearly 16 million. He's gonna do the all-in. Love Mondays with just a pair of threes. Probably hates to fold this because Peloton will suddenly have 28 million. But if he calls this and he's wrong, Peloton's tied this game, if not slightly ahead. It's just a pair of threes, though. How does he call this? He does make the call! A huge call. Love Mondays. Just a pair of threes takes this thing down. I don't think I can ever call that one. I might have even folded on the turn, honestly. What a way to win the tournament for Love Mondays. And this is now the second time in a row I've pointed out, you know, the guy who I keep on seeing in all these tournaments. Last time it was Harry Angel, and this time it's Love Mondays. And they show us why I keep on seeing them. They are just that good. So yeah, if y'all think that poker is just a game of luck, I got news for you. Even online poker, some people know what they're doing more than others. My name is the number 12, and thank you for watching another entertaining Final Table. Maybe one day I'll make one. Well, in a non-free roll, that is. I can dream.